Hi, I'm Jake with Schreier Heating and Air Conditioning, and today it's the chamber meeting day here at the Marylou Center in Truesdale. I love coming to the chamber because it gives me an opportunity to get out of the shop, get out of the business, and start talking to other business owners and networking and come up with new ideas. So why don't you come and join us? I'm Jake with Schreier Heating and Air Conditioning. This is Brian. He's with the Scott Agency.
Hi, guys.
And Brian, why don't you tell us, why are you a part of the chamber and what are you doing here today?
Well, number one, I want to support my community. The chamber does all kinds of activities. Me and Miss Eloise behind me, we're going down memory lane, and we would do a home and garden show where we would invite carriers just like you guys to come and introduce your wares to the community, and also to support my fellow community here in Warrenton. Now, not everybody sitting at the table will be from Warrenton, but most of them will be. And Warrenton is where I live. It's where I've raised my family. And quite honestly, it's a community thing. I don't know if that's in fashion anymore, but that's the way we roll. As far as Schreier, we just met today, but I've known about you guys forever. You guys are an establishment in the community. I know exactly where your shop is over there by Hageman. I've passed it 100 times as far as.
Tell me about your business and what kind of insurance products you guys specialize in, and what's really your bread and butter?
Yeah, my bread and butter is commercial, kind of like heating and cooling guys.
Yeah.
Now we also do property and casualty, but my area is the commercial line side. What my specialty is not to sell you insurance, but it's to protect your blind spot. And that's actually going to be my presentation today, because you surround yourselves with professionals, whether that's lawyers, tax accountants, doctors in your personal life. Your insurance agent is one of those professionals. And as long as I do my job and protect your blind spots, whenever you call me, I'm able to say everything's going to be okay. So that's really my focus. It's not a very salesy thing. It's I'll take your policy, I'll look at it, and I'll say, here are the holes in your policy that I can fill. We don't compete on price, we compete on coverage. And once we find the right coverage, we'll get the client the best price for that coverage. But that's a mindset shift that we have to have with each and every client.
Yeah, and as a business owner myself, insurance is a vital part of business. It's an extremely expensive thing, so it's a major commitment, but it's vital because we have, call it 20 trucks on any given day that are driving all over the place. They're driving hours and drive time windows. There's a lot of chance for mishaps. We've also got technicians going into homes. We're installing things. We're using high power tools. We're using flame. We've just got all sorts of things that, things happen. Murphy's Law. There's a risk in doing business. And what I've found is insurance is one of those things that it's that support and security blanket for your business. If you don't have it, you're really crazy. And so when it comes down to is getting good insurance means taking care of your company and protecting it, putting a moat around it so that when Murphy's Law strikes, you're protected and you're not going to be out in the cold or out of money or looking at bankruptcy because you've got some major issue that you got to resolve. I've had friends that have had automobile accidents that nearly sunk their business because they didn't have adequate coverage.
Correct.
They had insurance, but they didn't have adequate coverage.
That's the key.
And it was a terrible situation. A pregnant woman passed away.
Each claim that we have is individual to itself. And what I will share with you is having an insurance policy isn't enough. You want an insurance agent that works with your policies and procedures. Do you have a light duty return to work program for your workers' compensation? Is anybody going over your experience modification factor with you? I'm using all these insurance-y terms, but it's all about protecting your blind spot. Just like you said, your job is to run a successful heating and cooling business. You're relying on your insurance agent to make sure that he or she's got your back when Murphy's Law comes a knocking.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks, Brian. Good to meet you.
Thank you.
We'll keep talking to others.
Bye.
Everybody's not. Now, if Debbie's with Bonnie, we'll get 2 more chairs.
All right, my editor. been with the company for about 8 years, and we do commercial and residential HVAC services. And I'm going to give it to Jake to finish anything else because he knows more of the business model.
Sure. 'Tis the season. It's very hot outside, if you haven't noticed. The thing that I just want to emphasize is maintenance. Just make sure you're getting your system looked at. Anytime, I spent my time in the manufacturer, we always found that the majority of cases when parts failed, it was because of lack of maintenance, and it led to equipment running at a very hot, very hot state. And so just as a heads up, would anybody, I'm actually, it's funny, because my daughter's here, she has a car that failed because of oil changes. I'm not going to say why, but the oil's, sorry. You would not want to drive a car very long with oil that's old, because the engine will blow. Now, technically you don't need oil changes in an HVAC system, but the issue you run into is it's kind of like, without maintenance, it's kind of like redlining every single day, because that thing gets caught with a bunch of cotton, pollen, all the junk gets stuck around it, filters don't get changed, and then that thing is running hot, very hot, and you don't want that during the middle of the summer, because that's how it's going to fry or significantly reduce its lifetime. So, get it maintained. Maintenance is a great thing. It prevents those kinds of problems. Makes sure your system will last a lot longer. Because the worst thing that can happen is you don't get it maintained, it breaks early, and now you're looking at $10,000 to $20,000 to fix it. Nobody wants that. All right, thank you.
Is protecting your blind spot. You all have insurance policies, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. It means that you've got a piece of paper that you're pretty comfortable with. What we're going to do is we're going to talk about your blind spots that are inside of those insurance policies. And what I'm going to encourage you is that if your commercial insurance agent hasn't talked to you about these things, you need to have a conversation with your commercial insurance agent. You can use the handout that I gave you as a guide. So I'm going to go through this somewhat quickly because I don't expect you to memorize everything, but I would say get a pencil and paper in case you have notes. And good news is that I'm right here in Warrenton. I work for the Scott Agency, not too far away from here. So I've got my business cards if anyone would like one after the discussion.
So I'm Jake Wagster. I'm here with Emily Wagster. Wagster, did I say that right?
Yep, you got it.
She gave a presentation today about commercial business opportunities that First State Community Bank, right?
Yep.
Do you want to talk, just what do you guys offer and why is it so important?
Yeah, so I'm a commercial lender at First State Community Bank, and today just kind of spoke about business growth and how to be prepared and what to think about, because Brian said it best, knowing your blind spots. You don't know what your blind spots are, so if we can be a resource and help identify what those blind spots are so businesses can be successful in those periods of growth, that's what we're here for.
Yeah, I found that a business's biggest challenge is cash flow. It's not always sales and it's not always profitability, it's actually just cash flow. And that means sometimes one thing you had talked about was if you're signing up for a big contract and you're not going to get paid until the contract's over, but you put all the costs in, you bought equipment, you paid for materials, and you paid for employees, you don't have any cash.
Yep.
And that's one thing you said really is help.
Yep. The bank is a great resource to help in those periods of cash flow constraint. You know, you've got the revenue coming in from the job, but you might be waiting 30 to 60 days to be paid. So let that bank be a resource. You know, we can offer different loan products, line of credit is a very common thing that businesses utilize. But then I had Trevor here as well, and we've got different products and services on the retail side that can help enhance cash flow and make things, run smoother, come in quicker, bills paid on time. So yeah, just reach out to your bank. They're a great resource.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thanks for your help and for your presentation.
Yep, no problem.
Cool. All right.